into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
So hypnotizing. Hi, you guys. Welcome. This is the Under the Dome, episode 12 out of 13. It's crazy. Incandescent is the title. And I am James Lott Jr. And you follow me on Black Hope LA on Twitter. And I'm here with the beautiful, beautiful Amanda Fields Bennett.
Hi, guys. And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at The Runway Queen. And thank you for that. That was really nice.
Of course. My girl. So we're good. And this episode, we're
shaking our heads.
We are shaking our heads.
Oh my
God. The show's getting so good.
Oh, why does it have to be over
I know.
next week? Oh, no.
And as you found out online, I'm sure at this point, Under the Dome, it's ending. This is the series finale next week. That is it.
It's not being continued on. It is canceled. However, people are tweeting, hashtag save the dome.
They are. So you domies out there, I guess you want to save it.
Domies, we are with you.
We are.
But now things have changed so much in this episode that I don't know how you could really make it go. But I kind of want there could be a possible spin-off show. Yes. Even if it gets canceled. It could be Zenith.
I still like that name.
Yeah.
It's a great name.
That's the town.
Yeah, it's a great name.
Yeah.
I like that.
Get on it.
That's right. Give us a little spin-off. We want to say actually a special hello to Jackie B. Who couldn't be here.
Yes. Hi, Jackie B.
Hi,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, girlfriend. So
Woo.
she's not here today, so we're holding it down.
Virgo season.
That's right. It is. I love Virgos. They work well with my Taurus nature. So I love that. So let's just dig right in, girl.
Yes, we have to dig right in because this episode, I was screaming at the TV.
She was.
I was shouting at the TV. It's scream and shout. It's like Britney Spears and Will I Am. Oh my God. So now at the beginning of the episode, it says 4 weeks ago. So now they've encompassed an entire month.
Yes, they have.
Under the dome. And we open with Junior racing through the forest.
Yes.
We're like, what's going on with Junior? Where is he at? It's kind of like at the beginning of every episode, it's like, who's okay and who's still cocoon head.
Yes. Who's part of the kinship still? Who's back to normal?
Mm-hmm. By the way, they said kinship 9 times.
They did 9 times. Are you drunk, you guys? You guys drunk at home?
I don't know if you
did you do the
sip of your drink when they said kinship. But
9 times. God. So so we basically open with him running through the fields, of course. Then you also have Big Jim and Lily talking too about what happened the last week with the whole murder thing, and him asking Lily to erase the footage, erase all the evidence.
I put this together. I can't believe it took me 3 seasons to get this.
Oh, what?
But every single time somebody corners Big Jim and threatens him, he turns it around and threatens the person that started the threat.
The flip.
Yeah, he flips it every time.
Yeah, he does, actually. You're right.
And I don't know if I knew that was coming. It's like, how did I not know? But it's like every time he's cornered and he's confronted, he's just like, well, actually, you, little missy, you need to listen to me or else you know what I'm going to do with my gun. So
that's true. He does the angry flip. He turns it around so that you're like, wait a minute, I can't do that to him.
And she's like, I know what you did.
This summer,
I saw the footage. I've been watching this whole thing under the dome. I was watching surveillance footage.
Yes, she was.
And she's like, I saw you go all Ted Bundy on the... I can't speak. Ted Bundy on this town. Ted Bundy, who's that? Bundy.
Yes.
Too bad it's not Al Bundy. That's a whole other show.
And meanwhile, they're talking, Hector and Barbie, and they're all talking, and Dr. For her name already.
Bloom.
Dr. Bloom. So she says, I need the umbilical cord to help help with another cure, obviously. It's the purest form that they need of DNA, of the virus. So there's a chance they can actually save people.
And then Hector's thinking, well, no, that'll take months. We need to do it in hours. And he's like, well, how about this can of poison?
Yes. He wanted to poison everybody.
He's like, how do we get to the food supply?
I know. He's like, where's the livestock?
And Big Jim had this talk with Lily. We were kind of jumping around, but that's okay.
That's okay. The episode was kind of jumpy, actually. It was kind of jumping around.
But I guess I should backtrack a second because Julia and Barbie.
Yes.
Back to them. They are thinking about the baby.
Yes. He wants his baby, which he's a father, so he wants his baby.
He's like, well, I can't believe we just left her.
Right.
And.
Well, Christine kind of took her.
Yeah.
With her goons.
And then, so Julia convinces Barbie to not go back for the baby because, you know, obviously there's going to be some kind of crazy guards in front of it.
Yes, of course. It won't be that easy.
I'm saying it
oh, it's
for
a
the
girl.
baby.
It's a girl. But it's an alien girl.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's what in the heck is happening with that
right.
baby. But they are doing the right thing by not going back because they're going to go back into the evil clutches of Christine and the Queen.
Yes.
So there's actually a band called Christine and the Queen.
Is it really? Oh, funny. Okay.
They're
cool.
French, by the way. Side note.
Very good.
So it's really interesting. They find out that, well, they're in the Prius. And they're trying to figure out where to go.
Yeah.
And by the way.
Yes.
They get to this. The whole town kind of starts to see the dome calcify.
Yeah, starting to calcify because it's. It's because let's go to that one point really quick. Sam and Christina are with the baby, and she's trying to get the life force from the dome into the baby, and that's just calcifying it faster.
Yes, and let me just tell you something. When they first show the dome wall calcifying, it looks like the most ridiculous, stupid thing ever. It doesn't look real, and it just looks like some weird effect. It doesn't look like a wall.
No.
I mean, I feel like it would have looked better if it looked more like cement.
Look, it was calcified. It looked really. The pattern was really weird. It was like I didn't get what it was.
Is this terracotta dome?
Oh my God! There you go. Something like that. Exactly.
It's like, oh, let's paint it.
Right.
Like, this is...
So she has the baby, and they're doing the baby was cute too, cute little baby.
I know.
And they were doing all that. Meanwhile, as you're saying, as Barbie and Julia were in the Prius trying to find Miss Ava, of course, in her umbilical cord, and they find her. And
they find Ava dead.
Yeah.
At the motel. And
she was pretty dead.
They do some CSIing
Yes, they did.
On this episode. It turned into Under the Dome CSI.
It did.
Chester's Mill edition.
It did.
So they're like, well, okay, let's look at Ava. What happened here? She's dead. How would she be dead? I know Christine said, well, when she has the baby, she's served her purpose and her time is done.
Yes.
And so they're like, but wait. The baby wouldn't have killed Ava.
Right.
But then Julia was like, well, that is the craziest nursing I've ever seen in my life. However, I don't think that would have killed Ava, but it was really intense. And, of course, that's how Ava gave the baby part of the life force.
Right.
It's all getting a little crazy, but she was all purpley veiny
Yes, she
stuff.
was.
Ew.
Yuck.
And then, they poke around and look for the umbilical cord.
I know.
Which Barbie actually cut.
Yes.
During that birth.
Yes.
And last week, Jackie and I talked about that, and she was so horrified. She's like, ew, is he cutting her open?
No.
And I was like, he's cutting the cord, but it happened so fast.
Right.
That normally, with labor, it would be hours and hours before you have to cut the cord.
Right.
And she was like, just starting to have the baby. It was like, boom, cut. It was
done.
like, what is happening? So he knows where the cord was.
Yes.
But it was just like sitting around.
It was gross.
Ew.
It was gross.
And then they put it in a black plastic bag, like
Yeah.
from the corner liquor store.
Oh my God, totally. I know those bags, unfortunately or fortunately. Yes, exactly.
Well, no, you know it because you know if you're in New York.
Yes.
And you have to go to the deli because you need something to eat and it's late at night and they give you that bag. It's not like you're buying a whole bunch of, gin or whatever. I don't know. But they give you the same bag no matter what.
Yes, they do.
So it's really weird. They're like, let's just put it in a black plastic bag.
Yes.
Then we don't even have to make a prop.
Right. Not at all. Just do it to the corner store.
Spend our money on the dome calcification.
Yes, exactly. Right.
Special effects.
The CGI on that one. Meanwhile, this is the part that was interesting, Amanda, that I thought was very interesting. Because meanwhile that's happening, Hector pulls out that poison. Big Jim's the one who stops him.
For once.
He becomes like the hero. And he kind of says, well, I'm all for killing these weird people. But he's like, no, we need the people alive to build that device to bring the dome down. And we find out Hector's like, no, the dome needs to stay up.
Hector wants everyone in the dome to be dead.
Because he started
including
it all.
him.
Because he started it all. He feels guilty.
I brought this virus into fruition, so I gotta end it.
Yeah. He said he started it because I started it, so I gotta get rid of it.
But I like what Big Jim. He said, "Our little magic bubble here is turning to stone."
I know.
That was so good.
Best lines again, as
I
always.
know,
Best lines
hilarious
again.
little lines from Big Jim.
Big Jim. But they find out they have 24 hours to get this dome either up, down, whatever. It's 24 hours.
Up, down, sideways.
Sideways.
Diagonal.
Right. 24 hours.
Also, I know that this is the end of the season, end of the show, so I don't want to say it's fake. But the dome has shown us fake stuff before.
It has.
Everyone thought it was Armageddon.
Yes, they did.
And they're like, Armageddon out of here. Bruce
the
Almighty.
The puns are flying.
Bruce Almighty is what that's from. Anyway, so they were like, I don't know what to believe. Because it's like they had this whole end of the world thing, doomsday, and they thought they were the last people on Earth under that dome and that it was protecting them. And then it was all a sham and it was like Dome-O-Vision TV.
Yes, it was.
And so now the dome is calcifying, but I'm like, is that just Dome-O-Vision TV again?
But then the people are kind of, I know, I see what you're saying too, but I also wonder because people are starting to
get sick from it.
They can't breathe. They're
heart
having
palpitations.
Yeah, heart palpitations, motor skill loss. So I wonder, is that psychosomatic?
I know. I was gonna say, is that like in their mind? They
Right.
think it's ending, so they're like, or they think they can't breathe.
Oh my god! But that scene was so creepy and sad.
Bringing all the elderly to the lake.
Yes, but it's like the way they did it, where they're just like walking in a line and one by one walking into the lake and just droop, bloop. We just saw water and that was it.
And they weren't even trying to swim. No. But how? This is, I'm like, how is no one floating to the top?
Yeah, I know. It's like, hello.
You didn't like attach a cement block to their foot like a gangster movie.
Right.
Like, what? How were they just going down into the lake and that's it? Like, oh, we're just gonna go crawl up into a ball.
It was just it was so sad.
But I didn't feel the weight of the sadness as much because I didn't see. I know this is gross, but I kind of want to see like the floating body, like evidence.
I like gore too, so it doesn't matter to me.
I don't like it. It's a weird thing for me to say because I don't like the gross stuff and I kind of don't like to see. But in this show, it would make sense.
It would have. Mm-hmm.
But it was really creepy and sad. And then, oh my God, I would have lost my mind if those kids went in that lake.
When they started marching the kids, I was like, wait a minute.
I was like, Junior, you have gone too far.
Yes, are they going to go there? I was like, are they going to really go there?
He has been going too far for a long time.
Yes, he's out of his mind. That cure didn't do anything for him. He just got worse.
He got like 100 times
worse.
He
got worse.
Yeah.
He got worse.
Junior. I don't know if there's any hope left for Junior.
If
there is, it would be the most dramatic, amazing thing ever for him to come out of the... I want there to be... I'm just going to throw out a prediction in the middle of the episode.
Do it now.
I just want there to be this moment where, like, the sheet is pulled back.
Oh, right, and they all
like,
come back to...
everyone's back to normal all at the same time.
Wow. That'd be great.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen.
I don't know either.
I would love that. Anyway.
Meanwhile, Nori visits Joe, who finally tells them that he needs this one piece to be like the egg replacement. So he needs something that would kind of transmit.
I don't know where they get these things from. I'm like, egg replacement for the egg?
Yes.
Oh, and then I'm like, is this? And then I remember people on Twitter talking about, is it, what are they going to do? How are they going to tie in the four hands?
Right.
And I'm like, I was hoping, like, maybe there's going to be a four hands reference. No.
So wait, is next week just 1 hour?
I hope it's 2 hours.
I wonder.
We'll just be here all night.
We'll be here all night, kids. We'll be here all night.
Woo! But Joe is one of the original four hands. Wasn't it Joe, Nori Jr., and Angie?
Yeah, and Angie. Aww. It feels like it's been so long. I mean, since the beginning episode.
I know.
I'm feeling nostalgic a little bit too.
I know, but Angie, P.S. The actress is doing amazing.
Oh, well, good for her. Well,
so,
life after
Britt Robertson is her name.
It's like that. I don't know her name is Britt. I know it's Britt, but it's like life after UTD. So
yeah, life outside the dome.
Outside the dome.
But Christine, she's like more injured than ever before.
I know when I saw that, so I was like,
abdomen.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know if that's supposed to be I don't know if I'm tying too much into this and reading too much into this, but I wonder if it's there because that's where you know, kind of like the area where you would be pregnant or something.
Oh, okay.
And like, I don't know if that's hinted.
Well, she's the queen. She's the outgoing queen. So.
But it was also on like the side of her body.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just an area that you could show okay on TV.
Yeah, right, really. You saw some midriff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she has always had that injury.
Mm-hmm. She has.
So it's like related to the dome and related to her like giving her energy out and like transferring the life force, and then she lifts up her shirt and it's like even like the worst ever it has been.
Bad.
And I think it's also like a metaphor. Like every time you see her with that injury, it's like she's carrying this weight of being this queen for this life force, this kinship group.
Mm-hmm.
Kinship.
10 times.
And she is literally their leader, but she's had this burden.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like taking toll on her body.
Okay.
Because she's this host for this alien life force.
For the world, basically. The alien world.
For their whole group under the dome.
Yeah.
And so it's like her human self can barely handle it.
Yeah.
And she's coming to her breaking point more and more.
I like that, actually. I like that theory.
Yes. So it's kind of a way for us to see that physically that she's breaking down.
Right. And then meanwhile, we got Big Jim who gets the umbilical cord and just tosses it.
He's like, yeah, whatever, Indy. But I think somebody's going to find it. I don't know, but I was really let down by that.
I know, he's just like, it was too late for a cure anyway, so bye.
Yeah, these people are too far gone.
They're too far gone. I was like, dang it.
Wait, what did he actually say? I wonder if I wrote it. Oh, there's no curing these mutants.
I did write that down too, actually.
Like mutants.
Like,
they're your friends and neighbors.
Right.
We thought.
Right. Something happened to them.
Your son. There's no curing your son. Oh.
I know. So basically, Christine goes in for the final transfer of the dome.
Yes.
What's next? So much happened in this episode. It's crazy.
Oh, my head is spinning.
I know. So much happened.
But when Christine has a talk with Junior.
Oh yeah.
No.
That's left. That's afterwards.
I'm sorry. That's later. With Joe.
With Joe. Yes.
Christine has a talk with Joe, and he's trying to put together these amethysts in a circle, and he's trying to figure out how to bring the dome down.
Yes.
And he's talking to her, and she has this weird character moment that I am not so sure about with this scene. Because she talks to him and says, oh, well, you know, now it's time to really bring the dome down so we can all be free.
Right.
And really, I think part of her agenda is she wants their alien people to be in the world and just take over the world.
Of course, that's what they want, yeah.
But he's like talking back to her, and I don't remember what he said exactly, but it was about Nori. Mm-hmm. And he was like...
Well, he said, I want to make sure Nori's okay. I don't want you to kill her.
And he's like, weren't you just trying to take Nori down or something?
Right, yeah.
And she's like dismissive, like, oh, we're way past that.
Yeah, she just said, it's like, we're past that already. And because he was like, I want to make sure she's okay. Like Nori later was like, I want to make sure you're okay. They love each other.
Young love.
And she's like a tough chick too. She's working it out this episode.
Oh my God, Nori. Woo! I can't wait to talk about that.
I know, we get there too. I love it. But basically, so Christine is now trying to give herself the final transfer to the dome. We found out that the baby's inside the dome, kind of.
On the dome wall, next to it. The baby's in it's like a bassinet.
Yes.
Covered with
dome stuff.
Snake.
I couldn't get it either.
It's not a snake. It's like a gigantic umbilical cord for the cocoon.
And she's in there giving her,
Then they put the baby in a cocoon attached to the dome calcification wall.
Yes.
If you have never seen Under the Dome, you're like, what the heck are you guys
talking about?
talking about?
You're like some skin thing, cocoons, babies. It's like, this is crazy.
Half the time we watch the show and still don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of crazy.
But the baby is in a cocoon on the calcified dome wall.
Yes.
And taking in the life force from Christine.
Yes.
And Christine was so connected. She's like, I'm almost done. It's almost complete. And she thought she was going to be dead from it.
Right, because her cycle is over, basically.
Barbie and Julia to the rescue.
That's right.
They pull her away and they stop this thing. And they're like, what are you doing to our baby? And all of a sudden, boom, Christine is not...
It's normal.
Dome Christine. Not
right.
Cocoon Christine.
No, she's
not oxytocin Christine. She's just her former human
self.
There
she is. Yeah. She's crying and she was like, you're crying. She's like, but it's like, oh, wait a minute. She's back to normal.
Yeah, she was like...
feeling it.
And all of a sudden, she had like curly hair.
She did. That was kind of weird too. Like, did the dome do that?
Did she just go to the salon? What happened?
I mean, I know you're from this show over a week probably, but like, it's crazy.
But I love it, and I'm like, okay, so they're trusting Christine now.
Right.
Wow. And she just. But then I was like, oh no, the end is near, because every time a character has come back from being under that life force kinship, cocoon head, mutant, then they like have a glimpse of their former self and then they die.
Right.
Just like Nori's mom.
Yes.
Just like
Eleanor.
just like the real Ava.
Yes.
After she had the baby.
Yes. Yes.
She came back to normal.
Very true.
And then Christine. Well. We'll find out.
Yes. But meanwhile, the thing that made me jump, I don't know if it made you jump too.
There's so many meanwhiles.
There's so many meanwhiles. It made me jump. I don't know, probably made you jump too. All of a sudden, this thing pops out of the wall and scurries off.
Yes.
And jumps and it's like
pops out.
Oh
of
my
the cocoon.
God, it did.
And I'm like, okay, that has to be the queen.
Right.
But it started darting around like it was some kind of an insect.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what the F that was.
Oh,
like,
and you knew by the movements, this is not any kind of human thing.
No, not at all.
This is definitely a full-fledged mutant.
It was doing like
person.
parkour, that stuff where you jump on like roofs and stuff. It was doing that. I was like, okay, this thing is crazy. And it was shadowy. We couldn't really see it.
And it was definitely not a baby anymore.
No, it sure wasn't. It was
not even a kid.
No, it wasn't. It was like, full grown.
Yeah, and then
so he's like, what was that thing? And she was like, that thing was your baby.
Yeah. But like I knew that it was.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was. But after I got composed myself, I was like, oh yeah, this is the. I did. I jumped.
Your pearls. Like,
I did.
My pearls.
I did. And I jumped. I was like, well, that was scary. It scared me. Oh my God. So
this episode was really creepy.
It was creepy. Like I said earlier, it was creepy.
And speaking of creepy,
yes.
Another meanwhile, back at the science lab.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So Dr. Bloom is overhearing Big Jim and Hector's conversation about their plan and how Hector doesn't really want the dome to come down, and he wants everybody to just meet their end.
2,000 people. Just that's
it. Just he's like, well, I started it, so I'm going to finish it. But it's like, what about all these innocent people that are still here? And so Dr. Bloom hears that, and she confronts Hector about it, just like
wrong move,
questioning like, what were you talking about? I heard your plan.
Yeah, where's the umbilical cord?
Yeah, I thought I was going to work on the cure.
Yeah.
But he's just like, bang, bang.
Bye-bye, you're dead.
And Lily discovers this.
Well, she loses
because she sees a drop of blood hit the floor in front of her feet. Another drop, and then another drop right on her face.
Yeah, I know. Oh. It's dead, Dr. Bloom.
Isn't that very like Stephen King?
It was. Yes, it was. No, it was.
And
very
it was
much
cool. And then, but she was like, "What is that?" And then she like ran upstairs. Hector doesn't know how to zip up a body bag all the way. Apparently.
No.
Because it happened so fast. She's like, what is that? Who is that? Dr. Bloom. She saw her hair sticking out of the body bag and like a finger.
Yep. That was it. That was it, kids.
She's like, Hector, what the heck, Hector?
Yes, totally.
What did you do?
Right.
And so he tells her then, like, well, she didn't like my plan.
Nope.
She was interfering. And then I love that she's still... Lily has only been on the show for a few episodes.
Right.
And I'm Team Lily.
Me too.
She's so good.
She is good. I totally believe in her. And I'm like, when she was going off on him saying, come on, we'll die too. And you want to kill all of us? And she was not down for the plan.
No.
Not at all. So I was on her side. So.
I just have to say.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Hector unleashed the plague, so he was feeling guilty, but he's letting his guilt take over. It's again, the theme of like they say at the beginning of every episode, facing the inner demons.
Yes.
The things that you need to deal with yourself. That's like the biggest enemy.
Yes.
And I feel like Hector, that's his inner demon.
Yeah.
So he's been wrestling with this his whole life ever since it happened, and he was doing this experiment. And he's like, this is inside of everybody. It's in this dome. I don't know what's gonna happen. So he's trying to cover it up because he feels so guilty. He's like sacrificing himself. So that's like his inner struggle.
Yes.
But I don't know. But Hector, well, he does meet his.
Yeah. So before we get towards the end of this episode, basically Hector meets his end by Big Jim because he tries to kill Joe.
Yes.
But Nori comes in like she's Sigourney Weaver from Aliens, and she's like shooting everybody up.
Wait a second. So Joe and this kinship person.
Yes, whoever he was.
Because now the kinship is all wearing navy blue shirts.
Yes,
like they had a sale down at the Old Navy.
Yes, exactly. And that was it. I'm like,
Everybody.
sure, okay. We're in the same.
Where'd they get all the t-shirts?
I don't know. They're wearing all the same shirt. I noticed that also.
Navy blue shirts and jeans. The same
That's
kind for everybody.
That's what cults wear. That's right.
I don't know. I guess on this show.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Scary stuff. But so there was someone helping out Joe finding the transmitter for the radio station, and he found it, even though amongst all the rubble it remained intact somehow. Conveniently.
Right.
But then there are these two snipers on the hunt for Joe.
Yes.
Because Hector wants him gone. Because he wants that dome to stay up.
Says to stay up.
Calcification.
That's right.
So, Calcification Nation. I don't know. But he's coming. And he kills the kinship member. And then Joe's like sitting there with some kind of piece of metal.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what that was either. I'm like,
what kind of a plan? I don't know. He just grabbed the closest thing. Which on this show actually makes sense that he would just grab the closest thing.
That's true.
That was one of those things that actually was smart.
Yeah.
And he was waiting and he could hear the guy's footsteps and like he was getting closer. And Joe's like, oh my God, I'm a goner. Like thinking, out of nowhere, Nori!
Hey, she comes in. She does it.
Pow, pow!
She was shooting. Now she knows how to use a gun, apparently.
Second time.
Yeah, second time. She knows how to use it now.
And she's not playing around. She's like, no, that's my man.
Right. That's
Love
right.
of my life.
That's right.
And you're not going to mess with him. We've been through too much under this crazy dome.
That's true.
And I loved it. And I was like, yes!
Yes. So that was good. And Hector getting it also.
And so after she knocks down that guard.
Yes.
Then Hector comes up to try to kill Joe.
Yes.
It was like she thought she saved Joe, and then all of a sudden, oh no, Hector. So, guess who's lurking?
That's right.
Big Jim!
He comes to the rescue. The rescue. Of all people, he comes to the rescue.
And he at first shoots Hector enough to injure him and knock him to the ground. And then he, like, steps on his hand so he can't get his gun. Mm-hmm. That was so creepy. And then pow, pow, just, that's it for Hector.
Yep.
Lots of dying.
Yeah, lots of dying, actually.
Woo!
We're getting to the end now, so lots of dying, I guess.
Oh, my God.
Well, then, and basically, before we have to wrap, the big thing, the really big thing that happens at the end.
Oh, my God.
And I want to ask you a question, is that the same actress who played? That's what I thought. Okay. I wasn't sure. I was like, that's Ava, but now...
That's why they had to make sure Ava was really dead. Like, really, really dead. And they were, like, investigating, and, like, her eyes are hemorrhaging. Oh, she was suffocated. Who would do this?
Yes.
Christine. And then, okay, so Christine is actually a human again.
Yes, she's back to human. She feels bad.
She's back at the home base with the resistance.
Yes, she is.
She goes to take a nap on a
tired.
cot.
She's tired.
She's just been through a lot. Everybody needs to take a break. And then she lays down, and all of a sudden there's a shadow.
I know. It was creepy.
I was like, is that the alien ship coming down?
That's
like,
it was kind of like creepy. And it was like,
nope. It's the queen.
The queen. She's an adult with a wig. With a blondish
wig. It's the same actress that played Ava.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. So it is, right? Mm-hmm. So she comes in, drags her out to the dome.
And she's like, I need you for something.
That's how she said it, too.
You're not done yet.
She did say it like that, too.
And just slams her against the side of the dome. Like, duh.
She did.
I'm very physical in this episode. Because it feels very like...
Yes.
Oh, like physical, like everything was happening. It's just very.
And what she said at the end made me laugh. I'm the queen now.
Yeah.
Just like, that's right, bitch. I'm the queen.
What?
Right.
You're gonna go into the dome and fade away. So is Christine dead?
Is she part of the dome?
Is she the dome? Like what? What, Christine? Domies,
tell us.
But don't spoil it either.
You don't spoil it.
If you know, keep it to
ABTV
yourself.
Under the Dome. Just tell us. You know our things.
We with this kind of a show, it's too much to know too much.
Yeah.
Anyway, down by the lake. I feel like saying down by the river.
The river. It's no river, it's a lake.
Down by the river. Okay. Maybe I'm telling this out of sequence because we already got to Christine meeting her end.
Yeah.
But Christine was at the river with Barbie and Julia.
Yes.
And Junior leading a group of children to the lake to die.
Oh, thank God he didn't do that. Thank God the kids didn't die.
It's so sad.
But the one kid was going in.
One little girl, and Christine saved her life.
And he saw that he saved her. She saved her.
And Junior knew she wasn't one of them anymore.
So her and Barbie get into a big fight, a man fight.
And Junior starts attacking Christine.
I know.
And Barbie's like, no, Junior, no. And he like smacks him to the ground. And then Junior smashes Barbie to the ground.
Yes.
And they're getting into a real heavy fight.
Man fight, yeah.
Like to the death kind of fight.
I thought so too.
And then just when you think Barbie is really down.
Yeah.
Julia!
The women again. The women are strong on this show right now.
Yeah.
With a tire iron or something was like, goosh.
Tire iron or a crowbar.
A crowbar, where it was.
Like, where did you get this?
Yeah, there was nothing nearby. It's a lake.
Where did you find
like
it? Was
fields.
it like sitting on the pier somewhere?
Right.
But,
it was crazy. It was crazy.
But so good.
Yes.
So, but is Junior just severely injured? What's going on with him?
Yeah, they left him sitting there. So it's like, is he dead?
I don't think he's dead because there wasn't any blood.
Yeah, there wasn't any blood. You're right.
There wasn't like, here's a pool of blood next to his head. So I don't know if that's supposed to be, oh, Junior's dead.
Right.
I don't think so. I think on this show, they're usually showing some kind of evidence to us.
And they didn't really flash down to him. You're right. They didn't pan down to him.
No. So I thought, he's just beat up pretty bad.
Yeah, he's knocked out for a while. Let's get a little nap. Outside. By the lake. By the lake.
Oh, my God.
By the lake.
Yeah.
And so
a van down by the river.
By the river. So that's basically our episode tonight. I mean, next week's going to be epic. We have so much to they're going to have to explain stuff. And is the dome coming down? Is it staying up? I mean.
Joe, bring that dome down.
He has the transmitter. He has it. He has to do it. God bless America. This show stresses me out.
I know.
It stresses me out.
We are like halfway in tears, not really crying, want to cry, screaming, crying, throwing things. This is a good show.
It's a good show. It's good now.
And you know what? We're just getting to it being like really, really awesome, and now it has to leave us.
I totally agree.
But I'm happy that we have these really cool episodes to live on in infamy.
Yes,
and maybe there will be a spinoff.
You never know. Or maybe get picked up somewhere else. If they save the Underdome, or still save the Underdome.
Save the Underdome.
The Underdome. The Thunderdome. No, save Under the Dome. And maybe that'll bring it back.
Yeah, and I think there's some there's like a picture going around. There's an Instagram account called Under the Dome Jarby.
Okay, I'll do that.
You guys look them up. They're really cool. They've been giving me some shout outs. So
good. Okay.
Shout out to them. You can follow them. And I think they just posted a picture about saving the show, and you can repost the picture with their hashtags.
Got it. So do that, folks.
And so also, we're going to do all the shout outs next week because this will be our last chance.
It'll be all three of us together. It'll be all three of us together. Maybe we should have drinks or something. I don't know.
Yes,
to get the episode.
I think we should. Now, what are your predictions really quick for the series finale?
I think I'm going to predict the dome is going to come down.
Well, I hope so. Because then the
it may not, but that's my thought. It's going to come down.
The alternative is too depressing.
I know. So I'm going to predict the dome is going to come down, and I believe we're going to have 2 more serious deaths. I'm not sure which 2 yet. We're going to have 2 more, I think.
Oh my gosh.
That's my prediction.
I want there to be, simultaneously with the dome coming down,
all
of the infected cocoon people to snap out of it.
There you go.
And the queen needs to die.
Yes.
And that sounds really macabre.
I know, but it needs to.
Coming from me. But it's a TV show, and she's not a human.
No, she's not.
So she needs to disappear somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe she doesn't have to die. Maybe she just she's attached to the dome like Christine. So maybe the dome comes down and she just
takes her.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
That's my prediction for the queen. But she's gonna be up to some no good stuff first.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Where can I find you, girl?
I feel like
I know.
Catching my breath.
No, it's one of those. It's one of those. It was a crazy episode. It's just like crazy episode.
You guys can catch your breath with me on Twitter and Instagram at The Runway Queen, and we can discuss the show later.
Yes. Also follow us on YouTube, of course, and on iTunes. You guys always write great comments on those 2 places too, and we'll talk to you there also.
Yes.
On AfterBuzz TV, Under the Dome, and you can find me on all my media exploits on Facebook at James Lott Jr., Twitter, Black Hope LA, Instagram, L Black Hope, and I will see you guys next week with her and Jackie B.
Yes, and we'll have more media exploits.
Yes.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.